locate the crooked for Christ, we need to love them. Not only must we love them, we need to lead them to Christ. And not only must we lead them to Christ, but we must allow Christ to liberate them. Yeah, they must be free from our standards. Yes, Lord. And they must go in to the standard of Jesus. Do I have a witness? Because nobody can do you like the Lord can. Yeah. And so I looked and saw Jesus in verse 10. For the Son of Man has come to seek. The first thing Jesus did was find the man. The next thing the text says, and to save them that was lost. The next thing he done was not only he found him, but he freed him. And I'm closing here today, but I got the same testimony. I was on my way to hell with no God on my side. But somewhere in between my going down, Jesus, he picked me up. Do I have a witness? And I dropped by to tell you today, you got to learn how to be strong in your testimony, because when the world sees you have faith in God, they will be inclined to come to you. Do I have a witness? Jesus found this man sitting in a tree. Is there anybody here that Jesus found you? Maybe you were in a club, but he found you. Maybe you were under the bridge, but he found you. Maybe you were an adulterer, but he found you. Maybe you were some kind of criminal, but he found you. Maybe you were in jail, but God found you. All I'm trying to tell you today is, whatever it is, he can find you. Are y'all gonna help me here? Oh Lord, I got to close in here today, but can I tell you a story? There was a story, y'all, told about a preacher who was walking down the road, and he found a little boy, and that little boy had a basket, and in the basket he had a bird cage, and there were 3 birds in the cage. And the preacher said, man, boy, what you doing with those birds? And the little boy said, I'm having fun with them. He said, well, what you gonna do? He said, I'm gonna pull the feathers out. I'm gonna pour water on the cage. I'm gonna poke them with sticks. I'm just gonna have some real fun. And the preacher said, wait a minute, why you wanna harm the birds? And the boy said, they're just field birds. They really don't matter. And the preacher said, what will you take for the birds? And the little boy said, he said, $10. And the preacher reached in his pocket and he pulled out $10 and he gave it to the boy. Oh Lord. And the boy ran off, and the preacher took the birds and opened up the cage and told them to fly away, and the birds flew away. And the preacher took the cage to church Sunday morning and told the congregation what had happened, and told them, the same way I let the birds go free, Satan was torturing mankind. Satan was going to kill mankind. But on a hill called Calvary, you don't hear me. Jesus got on the cross and bowed his head and died and purchased my sins with his blood. Is there anybody here? It's a witness tonight that Jesus died for you. He died on the cross for my sins and yours. And I'm glad to tell you that because he died, I got a right to the tree of life. Is there anybody here on your way to heaven because he died? But the good news is he didn't stay dead. He got out of the grave. It was early one Sunday morning. The master got up, and because he got up, one day I'm gonna get up when he calls Gabriel, and Gabriel sounds the trumpet, calm and easy. Somebody is gonna reach over and touch Abraham, and Abraham is gonna touch Isaac, and Isaac gonna touch Jacob, and Jacob gonna touch the apostles, and the apostles gonna touch Martin King, and Martin King is gonna touch me, and I gonna get out of the grave. But before I get out, I want to touch you. Is there anybody here on your way to heaven and you're glad about it? Shout yeah, shout yeah, yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Ah, yeah! Oh! Is there anybody here on your way to heaven? Will you do me one favor? Reach your arm around somebody. Say, neighbor, whatever it is, you can let it go. Turn to Jesus. He's all right. He's all